Hello, how are you today? We are in this video going to take a look at the second half of the Saga product screen, the half pertaining to layers that you can add to your grid information to incorporate text forecasts, buoy information, and radar animation loops on top of the base layer of the grid data. We'll start that by giving you a little context and looking at where in the world we're retrieving this information, where we've told Saga we want to receive our weather data for. I'll tap on the map button at the bottom of the screen, and you'll see that that brings up a bounding box that's focused on the southeast United States, South Carolina, Georgia, east and west coasts of Florida, Bahamas, and parts of the Caribbean and the very West Atlantic. This box affects everything you will see on the products page, not only directly, but also as you start opening up and adding layers. We'll use this box to show you what coastal zone forecasts are available in that area for you to choose from, what offshore, what radar animation loops, the cities and such that are available inside of that box to give you just more insights, different viewpoints. You've got your great grid information, but this gives you some human intelligence with the text forecasts. It gives you the perspective of what the buoy data is saying right there on the ocean. And of course, it's telling you with these animation loops, which are near real time. Some of the animation frames are less than 10 minutes old to tell you what weather might be happening in those near shore areas that you are heading to or associated with. Okay, so let's go back to products and start taking a look. We've already told Saga that we're working with a base layer of grid data that's our ocean fast product set. That's waves, wind, precipitation, and surface pressure. Let's go in and look at what data is available for the coastal zone forecasts inside of that bounding box. As is probably not a surprise to you that are familiar with cruising in this area or using weather data for that area, there is a lot of information available in the coastal zone. We can push down with our finger on this list of coastal zone forecasts and move it up and move it down and see there may be 20 or 30, maybe even more coastal zone forecasts available in that area. For our sakes, I'm only interested in adding a few. To do that, you just reach in, tap on the forecasts of interest to you. We give you the code name as well as a short description of each forecast. When you tap on that, it adds a little check mark and toggles on the pending request for that. Let's do 3 of these. You can do 1, 2, 3, however many you want, and add them to the forecast. When you're done, just tap on the Done button at the top and move on to the next step, which in our case is going to be taking a look at what offshore zones we want to add. I'll tack on that line element, look down to see we have about 10 offshore zones inside of our bounding box. Let's add a couple that relate to the Bahamas. Maybe we're heading out there. As I did with the coastal zone, I'll tap on them to toggle them on and incorporate them into our pending download. We also offer you high seas forecasts. These are the big open ocean regions. I'm not going to go into there and grab those. They're large West Atlantic, North Atlantic, East Atlantic, South and North Pacific, that sort of thing. Very big chunks of the open ocean. Buoy data. Always really interesting because you are getting a grab of real weather data on the ocean. It's not modeled. It's not speculated. It's the actual data that is being recorded at a given buoy at that time. We take that data and compress it to a very small size for Saga. So this is an all or none decision. We default to give you no buoy data, but if you tap on the word none, it changes that to all, and you will now receive a buoy report for every buoy that is inside of your bounding box. The size that we put these things to is so small it will have a negligible effect on your download time, even if you're using a slow bandwidth satellite device. Lastly, radar data. We take these 7, 8, or 9, or 10 most recent radar frames for a given station. We pack those together into a loop, and then we compress that so that it becomes a very compact download. Then we link that to its location and georeference it so that when you scribe a bounding box, we know which radar loops are available to you within that box. In this case, there's 8 of them. You add those loops just like you do the others. I'm going to tap, in this case, let's take the Melbourne one, second one down. Tap on it to toggle it on, and done. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to download. I'm going to retrieve a 3-day ocean fast grid set. I'm going to add to that 3 coastal zone forecasts, 2 offshore forecasts, a radar loop for the Melbourne area, and I also want to see what buoys are available in that location, and so that I can pop and look at each one of them and see what weather and ocean conditions are happening in a most recent look. We'll actually do that download and then work with some of the data on the view screen in our next video. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening to this one, and talk soon. Bye.